Hello fellow drone video enthusiasts. We're going to do audio annotation of this video. Try something a little bit different rather than throw up a lot of writing on the video itself. It might make things a little bit cleaner. First time we're trying this, so I don't know how well the adjustments are going to be made, but we'll give it a try and see how it works out. At any rate, we took off from the one corner of the parking lot of Geneva State Park Marina, and we're going to be flying over the parking lot towards the marina itself. This video was shot on May 4th. On May 1st, they opened up the marina to the owners of the boats to come in and place them in the various berths that you'll see over here. I believe that there is dockage here for, including the temporary dockage, for 300 craft, and by the end of this month, by the end of May, it will be completely filled with all the berths being taken up with either boats or sailboats or the little personal watercrafts like jet skis, whatever. But they have a wide variety, even sailboats. Also, there are charter fishermen that they run charter boats and take people out to places out on Lake Erie for fishing, and most of them operate on the basis as if you don't catch your limit, you don't have to pay. It's kind of expensive. I think it's around $125, $150 to go out for, I believe, like 5 hours. But if you enjoy catching your fish, they guarantee you'll catch your limit, and I guess that's all they can do. We're coming up here on the outlet to the marina, the channel which leads out to Lake Erie. In the previous video that's on my YouTube channel, I showed the dredging operation, which goes on every springtime. They have to bring in a dredge and a barge and clean out this channel of all the silt and dirt that gets filled in here during the wintertime, so that the boats can make their way out, because it just gets all filled in. There's a little lighthouse there at the end of the walkway. It's not very big, but it's enough to guide the boats back in so they can find their way back from wherever they've gone to. We're going to go along the edge of the marina here and see some of the various erosion control that the Army Corps of Engineers put in when they built this marina back in, I believe it started in 1998 and finished it in 1999. And they use a combination of large rocks and flying right now over slabs of concrete. But in most of the areas along the shore here, they use these large boulders and rocks, and have successfully kept the area stable. At one point, when there was no protection there, they were losing large sections of the land to the erosion. All of this area used to be a public beach for swimming, but they moved that to the west of the marina, and which I've shown in another video. This path that we're going over now is a path that starts actually back in the campground area and winds its way through the park, and we're about to go over a bridge, a wooden bridge that crosses a creek. You can see that the creek from recent rains is stained with mud and silt, and you can see it going out into the lake. It's moving out in that direction, and we're going to cross over this bridge and head over to the lodge and conference area. While I was looking at my FPV screen, first-person view screen, I noticed I wasn't high enough to get over these trees, so I throttled up and went from about 150 feet altitude to 200 feet, just to make sure I wouldn't hit those trees as I proceeded to go and take a look at the lodge area. I wanted to check on the lodge area because beyond the lodge, in the background, you'll see a construction area where they're putting in new housing units, and so they've got. The last time when I posted a video showing that area, they had just put in the foundations, and now they've already got several of the housing units mounted to the foundations, with several more to get put in there. I believe they're going to have 24 of those units. They're 3-bedroom units, and you'll see one little more close up when I go over to the picnic area where they bring them in and hold them over there until they're ready to install them right here at the lodge area. So we're turning around here now and panning around, seeing the lodge area, and we're going to be heading back the same way we came, at the same altitude. Make sure we don't hit any of the trees. And you can again see that the lake is very calm. It's because of a south wind. The wind is blowing from, as you look at the screen, from left to right, and occasionally you'll see my left landing gear come into view in the lower left-hand portion of the screen. It's caused by the wind blowing against the drone, and the drone is trying to fight back against the wind, and when it does, it sort of leans into the wind, and that causes the landing gear leg to kind of get into the view of the camera. But not much you can do with that, except maybe fly on a day when there's not so much wind. And I think at this point I stop for a second, and the wind really gets a hold of it, and it really pushes that landing gear into view. Partially because I'm panning the camera down now to get a nice view of the bridge, and you can clearly see the silt colored water going from the river out, or the little stream out, into the lake. Then we made our way back to the parking lot area to take a quick look at the drone to make sure everything was okay, and I figured I would shoot this little area that's got these foxtail weeds. I don't know if that's their official name, but I think that's what they're called, foxtail. The tops of them have got feathery growth on them that looks like foxtail, so kind of a neat area that offers the wildlife some protection. Now we've flown across the street. I'm over 2,000 feet away from where I took off. I'm flying over the Crabapple Picnic area, and kind of panning around in this, and now I'm going to be aimed back at the lake, and as I said, I'm over 2,000 feet from where I took off at this point. And right in front of me you'll see a couple of those housing units that they have parked here in the parking lot in the picnic area, and this is where they keep them until they're ready to install them at the lodge area. And when they're ready to install them, they'll bring a truck, big semi truck in here, and they'll hook up to the platform that's holding these and wheel them and drive them over there. 3-bedroom units, air conditioning, heating, full bathroom facility, shower, deck, the whole 9 yards. Supposedly they're going to be renting at $329 a night, so it's not cheap, but tourism is the main business in Geneva on the lake. Now, as I was heading back to the marina, I put my sight on this tall light tower. This light tower is 150 feet high, and I wanted to test my on-screen display of information that I'm watching while I'm flying, and it gives my altitude and also the state of my battery, how much power I have left. And when I got to the top, even with this light tower, it was reading about 48 meters, which is approximately 150 feet. So it's pretty accurate, and I was glad to check that out. Make a turn to the right here to make sure I don't run into that light tower as I turn around and head back in the direction where I came from. You can see my car in the corner there. That's where I took off from. Had a little bit of flight time left on the battery, so we flew out, and we were going to take a little bit more video of the boats that are currently in the marina, and look at the couple of buildings here that cater to the boaters. The first building that you see with the red awnings in front is the commissary, where they can buy food and drinks, and also the Ohio State fishing license. And the building next to it on the right is a party center, where some of the people that rent dockage space have get-togethers and parties, and they have big screen TVs in there, and it's pretty nice for the boaters that congregate there during the summer months. So at this point, I decided to head on back. The drone decided to start acting a little bit funny, so it goes into what we X380 owners affectionately call the toilet bowl. If you've ever seen water run down a toilet bowl, it sort of goes in a swirling direction, and occasionally this drone does the same thing. Here it goes. It's going into a left-hand swirl, and all you can do at that point is make sure that you have control of it and bring it in for a safe landing. Anyways, we hope you enjoyed this short tour of the marina, and we'll catch you again for the next video, and hope you liked it.